Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your libertarian car guy and your diaper dissenter, and I thought today I would do something that is solely and exclusively about cars to take our minds off of the sickness psychosis that has spread across the land. And what we're looking at here is a Quadrajet 4-barrel carburetor that I have been in the process of rebuilding. I got this from my buddy Tim, who owns a repair shop. And he had somebody come in who had a 78 Trans Am, so 2 years newer than my Trans Am. And here's where my teeth begin to ache. This person asked him to replace the factory Quadrajet 4-barrel and factory intake manifold with an aftermarket intake, not so bad, and a Holley carburetor, which makes my teeth fall out of my head. At any rate, I am now in possession of a fairly rare 1978 Quadrajet 4-barrel for a Pontiac, which, by the way, these Quadrajets are specific in a couple of ways. They've got this vent tube here because the shaker air cleaner, or the air cleaner base that goes on and the shaker goes on top of that, is specific to Pontiacs, and they need that vent. And also you'll see that the fuel inlet on these Pontiac carbs is straight ahead rather than on the Chevy and other Quadrajet varieties that is off to one side. Actually, it's off to this side if I remember. I'm dyslexic. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to talk about today was inspired by my girlfriend, who saw me working on this thing and just asked a couple of questions about it. And it dawned on me that here we have the self-contained fuel system essentially for pre-computerized cars, which is pretty much cars made before the early 1980s. This carburetor, this whole thing, this mechanical device here, constitutes the entirety of the fuel system, basically, or at least the fuel delivery system. There is a fuel pump that hangs off the side of the engine that pushes fuel into the carburetor, and of course there are fuel lines and there's a gas tank, but as far as what actually gets the fuel into the engine and does the job of mixing it and everything, this is it. This is the whole works. And it is a straightforward, relatively straightforward mechanical thing with absolutely no electronics whatsoever. You'll note, all you millennials, that there isn't a single wire or plug coming out of this. It is a mechanical interface. This is the throttle arm. When you push on the gas pedal, this pulls on a cable, thus. And you know, so you can see it, kind of see it a little bit better. Put it here. Doing these videos without a helper is hard. But anyway, you rotate this, and that pushes up on this arm, and that is the accelerator pump that squirts fuel into it, and that's your choke, that's your secondary. Anyway, the point is, this is the whole thing. And because it is a physical, mechanical thing, it's something that can be restored repeatedly, rebuilt with a kit, with gaskets and so on, over and over and over again, whereas with fuel injection, it's all electronic. The parts are generally not fixable. You have to replace them. And you have to replace them at much greater cost. This entire thing, a rebuild kit, is about 75 bucks. If you have to replace the whole carburetor, it's about 400 bucks, and that's it. The entire fuel system is good as new. Whereas with a fuel injection system, if you had to replace every component, you'd probably be looking at $1,500 to $2,000 or more for the whole thing, including the computer, the injectors, injector rails, MAF sensors, O2 sensors, etc., etc. So it's a much more involved, much more expensive, much more daunting thing. And we've lost, as a result of that, both repairability, longevity, and economy. And I'm not sure that it's a very good bargain overall. Anyway, more up at epautos.com, the web's best libertarian gearhead site. Thanks as always for watching, and we will catch up with you again soon.